ZNN with Jamie Cooper.
Brought to you by the Coleman Dental Group.
And speaking of the Coleman Dental Group, we got one of the docs in here now. We'll talk with him in just a little bit. Here's what's going on in some news. Decatur Daily this morning. Arrested. An intoxicated man, Frank, chased his girlfriend as she fled from him in a friend's pickup, ramming the vehicle repeatedly with his own pickup late Wednesday in Decatur. 61-year-old man was trying to get his young 27-year-old girlfriend. She called 911 after a neighbor's house about 10:30 and climbed into a passing pickup truck driven by a friend. He grabbed her, after he grabbed her, threw her to the ground. Then he pursued the black 78 Chevrolet Silverado in his own truck, a black 207 GMC. They were en route to the area when the woman called dispatcher, said he kept ramming the vehicle she was in. He was, and it goes on to say here, the man who was arrested smelled strongly of alcohol and was unsteady on his feet. He refused to submit to a breath test. Like that's going to be the least of your problems. Choking your girlfriend.
The age is now.
She was 61. He was he's 61. She's 27. Not near. You know, we are very close.
We are not close at
Seen
all.
it? Yes, we are.
16 years difference. That is not close. I am nowhere near
Well,
your
I've
age.
never heard you complaining about it.
I might not. I might.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe. Yes, no, maybe.
Sorry I brought that up.
Yeah,
Thanks,
shut up, Tom. The Alabama Senate showed overwhelming support yesterday for easing some of the state's gun restrictions. A bill entered use, passed 27-5, and now goes to the House for consideration. It would allow workers to keep guns locked in their vehicles while at their jobs. Business can now prohibit that. It would also allow people to get a free lifetime permit to keep pistols in their vehicles at all times. All right, the Alabama legislature finally paroled the 9 African Americans accused of rape were convicted by an all-white juries. That was done yesterday. Of course, that's been a long time in the making. Tomorrow, we talked about being open house in downtown Athens. A local author wants to donate a portion of proceeds from the sale of her book to help fund treatment for that dog found with that 22-pound log chain embedded in its neck muscles. Remember, the lady brought it in, and she's the one that it was her dog. Well, that's going to be happening tomorrow down at Pablo's on the Square from 10 to 2 Saturday. It is open house down that way. I'm going to skip a couple stories here. Brad, players as dominant as Deshisha Malone was Clements. Don't come around too often. She was named the Class 3A Girls Player of the Year in the state of Alabama. No shocker here. Jay Jacobs, Gene Chizik deny Auburn allegations, and they are something too. The allegations are. Speaking of Auburn, ex-Auburn player McNeil now wants a new lawyer for his trial. All right, the trial's going to be held next week in Lee County. You just came out with all this stuff claiming Auburn did all this stuff. Who do you think's going to be on the jury, idiot?
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Pretty stupid.
I guess if I'm going to prison for 21 years, I'm going to try to come up with something too. All right, this here is a Rochester. A University of Rochester's professor, Associated Press this morning, posed a hypothetical question about whether the rape of an unconscious person should be illegal. It has led to demands to be censored or fired. Professor Stephen Landberg's blog post followed the conviction last month of 2 high school players in Ohio on charges they raped a drunken 16-year-old girl. Here's his quote: "As long as I am safely unconscious and therefore shielded from the cost of an assault, why shouldn't the rest of the world, or more specifically my attackers, be allowed to reap the benefits?" Now this is what he's saying.
He is insane. Absolutely nuts.
Let me say that again. As long as I am safely unconscious, therefore shielded from the cost of an assault, why shouldn't the rest of the world, or more specifically my attackers, be allowed to reap the benefits?
So he's saying it's okay if you're passed out, go ahead and do what you want with her.
That's what I got.
The question was posed as part of a series of questions asking whether psychic harm could influence public policy.
So if he's passed out and unconscious and some guy wants to hook up with him, is that okay?
The illegality of rape is not debatable. That's the bottom line, according to people following up here. These things are dashed off pretty quickly, not poured over for months the way a journal article might be. This is unbelievable.
He's a professor?
Yes. Might have been an ex-professor by now, but that is unbelievable. Roger Ebert died at 70 yesterday, the movie critic who had cancer. His longtime partner died, that used to do it with him, died in 1999. But anyway, yeah, he passed away yesterday. And don't forget, there's a NASCAR race this weekend. Danica Patrick will be the first woman ever to race at the half-mile track, which is known for embarrassing rookie drivers. Sunday, Danica Patrick will become the first woman in Martinsville Speedway's 64-year history to drive on the half-mile NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. And they're asking her, will you have one of the famous pink Jesse Jones hot dogs while you're there? And she says, I'll eat a half of one because I only eat a half of everything. Maybe that's because she's half the size of most people. Huh? So is that a way to lose weight? Eat half of what?
Eat half of all your meals.
Yeah, that'll help.
See, it ain't working on you, Tom.
I don't eat half. I usually eat a 1.5.
That's my problem.
That's what eats my other
All right,
half.
we got a lot of stuff coming up in the second half hour. I got some more stuff. I got some more news on there, too, about the, I forgot about those other two stories I had. We'll get to those in just a moment. Anyway, y'all hang on.